Ricky here with Breaking Your Barriers, coming to you with our segment on hanging out with local heroes. And man, it is a pleasure hanging out with this local hero today because she's from Hawaii, specifically Kauai. So I get a chance to do this. Aloha!
Aloha.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we had our friend on here just a little while back, and we share a common friend in Deslin, but we're gonna get to that later. Right now, it's all about our special hero today, and the reason why she's special is because she's not only amazing as a mom who has four amazing kids, and it's amazingly crazy at her place. She also is working for a very esteemed badass coach, and I call him a badass coach because he's gonna be changing a lot of lives. We call him Coach V. She's his marketing and sales director. Now, aside from being a marketing sales director, this amazing hero for today is also a mindset strategist. She has a master's in this field. Let me just put it that way. And to be more precise, her passion is helping people. And what I mean by helping people, she wants to empower people. She wants people to realize they can achieve what they want to achieve if they just change their mindset. So I'm not going to let you guys wait any longer. Let me go ahead and introduce you to my friend, our awesome hero for today, Melo Theis. Melo, go ahead and share anything you want to share, specifically how you became this amazing speaker you are today and everything you do in your life.
Well, thank you so much, Ricky, for having me. Aloha, everybody. And speaking of doing that aloha thing, that's kind of something I use in the mainland, or when I'm talking to a mainland audience, I do that aloha thing and I'm like, hey, were you in Hawaii for a moment? You're welcome. Like, just brought you here to a luau. Did you feel it? Anyway, my name is Melo. Thank you again for having me. I'm a success and mindset strategist. I am currently living on the island of Kauai. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu, where I grew up for pretty much all of my kid life, and most of my adult life has been spent on Kauai. But while I was on Oahu, I did go to UH Manoa. I got my undergrad. I was a very confused undergrad, declared my major like on the last day and just picked something random. But it was, I ended up majoring in English. Whoever thought? But it was in order, I picked that because it was in order to open up opportunities for me because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So declared my major, got my undergrad, thought I wanted to be a lawyer for a minute, took the LSAT. Yeah, don't want to do that. And then I thought I wanted to be an early childhood education teacher because I loved working with children. But that was before I had my own children also. Did one summer of summer fun at Kaimuki Park. So if anybody's on Oahu, that's on the corner of Kaimuki and 10th Avenue. That was real fun. These kids, I mean, most of them were Pololo Valley kids, so a little bit rougher. And it was just a real eye-opening experience that like not all the children in the world were like the ones that I had been exposed to. So that was another shift. And I just took a break after that. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. Fast forward, I moved to Kauai. I was working a day job and a night job. I got a day job for stability, ended up with a night job just because it was extra money, I had nothing better to do. But then I decided I wanted stability in my life. So I got into the mental health field working in supported employment, which is helping clients with severe and persistent mental illnesses get gainful employment in the competitive job market. So that was not an easy task. And if I think back on it, that was actually kind of like a sales job too. Because basically my clients had mental illnesses ranging from depression, which I'm not minimizing, but all the way up to more complex ones like schizophrenia. So yeah, that was a real challenge, but that was my first step into the mental health world. Eventually, one of the social workers at the mental health center convinced me that I needed my master's degree because she said, girl, a whole new world of opportunities will open up to you and then you have choice. So I liked the idea of that. So they happened to have a distance ed program for the state of Hawaii. I jumped on with that 3-year program working full time. Meanwhile, I was working with the Department of Education in school-based behavioral health services. So that's with child and adolescent mental health. Um, It's school-based services where we offer therapeutic and behavioral services on campus at no additional cost. Um, and that's, yeah, I got my master's degree. I was working with kids and families doing therapy, group therapy. But after a while, I got really burnt out. So I was there for almost 12 years. And I was burnt out not because of the kids and families and not because of the work I did, but the systemic issues.
Mm.
It really bothered me to not be able to help families or children because I couldn't fit them into a box, or because of, the kind of insurance they had and the funding streams, like just all this red tape where people who really needed services and would utilize them were not able to access them. And then people who were qualified for the services in the financial sense because of the funding streams or fitting them into a box, they didn't really want the services. So, it was really difficult to see families slip through the cracks.
Right.
And so then I discovered coaching because I discovered personal development, had a difficult period time in life. And that's how I discovered like positive thinking, a little more of the woo woo stuff, but it changed my life forever. I mean, I call it woo woo just because people, if I say that, people know what I'm talking about, and not to continue to stigmatize it in any way, but people kind of giggle and they're like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I discovered that I could help people in a similar way without being, first of all, restricting people to their life fitting in a box or categorizing them, which I was all about. Then secondly, I was no longer restricted to only using medical models or evidence-based models to help my clients. So being a coach, I call myself a success and mindset strategist, and that's very strategic, because it's when people hear coach, they kind of like, oh, especially mainstream people, it's kind of like a stigma, like a coach, a mentor. You pay somebody to do that. You pay somebody to help you with life, but it's not just helping you with life. I mean, everybody has mentors. Anyway, that's why I'm a success and mindset strategist, because really what it is as you move through life, it's strategizing, and it's your term. It's success on your terms. Whatever you determine success is for yourself, that's what it is. And that's all it is. It doesn't matter what anybody else says or thinks. And we strategize how to get there and how to keep your mindset like clear, to be focused on that and to stay in a positive mindset and not get down in the dumps and easily go down the black hole of woe is me.
I need to ask because with what I'm hearing, it's amazing because you are a person for the people, and that's apparent. Especially when you started talking about people slipping through the cracks, and it broke your heart to see that. And I can't blame you. I love people as well. I love taking care of people, especially if they need that help. And yeah, I
Mhm.
understand the stigma you're talking about. Now, going back a little bit with regards to the lawyer, had you become a lawyer because you're extremely eloquent when you speak?
Oh, I didn't become a lawyer. I couldn't hack it.
Right. How come?
Well, first of all, it was a moral thing. And if you ask my Asian mother, she's like, get over it. But for me, it was a moral and ethical thing, because in my mind, the way my mindset was at that time was, I don't want to help people not be wrong. And when you're in a position of being an attorney or representing somebody, you have to view everybody as innocent. Whatever they say they did or didn't do, that's what they did or didn't do, and you have to believe them in order to represent them. And for me, it didn't sit well. So my mom said, you don't have to do criminal law or litigation kind of thing. You could do like tax law. I'm like, still, I may be helping somebody like jump through a loophole, because I have to believe that what they're telling me is correct, even if I find evidence or my intuition tells me otherwise. I still have to treat them and represent them as if that doesn't exist. So for me, I didn't think I could do that with like a game face, first of all, because I'm not really good at like
Poker face,
faking
poker
it
face.
or lying. Yeah. So I was just like, how do you do that? It just didn't sit well with me. So I didn't think I could do it. And I didn't even bother trying. But, morally and ethically, just internally, I didn't feel it. So.
Thank you. Honestly, that's all I wanted to hear because I knew in my heart you're gonna say something of that nature. That really is a showcase of what kind of integrity you have.
Oh, thank
Shows
you.
how amazing of a person you really are because you don't want to have to lie and you don't want to lie to make money. I can't blame you. It shows how amazingly full of integrity you are, and that's the reason why you are a hero no matter what anybody thinks. You don't need a cape. The fact that you do what you do and inspire the people you inspire and touch the lives that you touch by your choices, by your deliberate decision, it's amazing in itself. Now, going towards a subject where you're going to be happy about, who was your inspiration at a younger age, even before meeting Coach V? Who was your inspiration to move from law into what you do now, which is advocating for the people who are struggling, as well as helping people change their mindset for success and moving forward?
Well, for me, when I was younger, it was always in my nature to nurture.
Mm,
I always like begged my mom for a baby sibling because I just wanted to care for someone, like little animals, toys. Like I was just very nurturing, like especially animals and stuff. Um, but moving into shoot, sorry.
okay.
Um, yeah, so I was just very nurturing, and I didn't know when I was younger. I kind of thought, oh, maybe I want to be a nurse, but medical stuff like blood, pain, suffering, it doesn't go well. Like it just it breaks my heart. I'm very sensitive. I act really tough a lot of times, but I'm super duper sensitive. So I discovered like nursing probably couldn't be for me just because I couldn't stand poking people and stuff. So I always knew from when I was really young I would be something in a caring or nurturing field, but I didn't know about like social work when I was really little, you know. I only knew what my caring ideas were, like being a doctor, a nurse, you know, and I guess growing up, who was a role? I mean, my mom was a role model for me because she
Nice.
always like took care of us, like always sacrificed for us. You know what I mean? Like no matter what it was, like you know. And as I got older, it became like more public figures like Maya Angelou, like because of the literary, she's beautiful with words, very strong woman, stands up for what she believes in, and very confident and unafraid, like just there. I don't even know how to explain it, just like a presence, and just thinking about like those kinds of things. Gandhi, because I love Gandhi quotes and stuff, and just thinking about like perseverance, and those are like the role models. I don't have any one specific role model, but it's just pulling all these like really strong characteristics from these people that are like public examples, that's kind of kept me going and has me shifted towards helping other people. And I know that was the second part of your question. Like, um, I love just watching people unfold, watching their opportunities expand, like everything literally just, I mean, it sounds crazy, but fall into their lap. You've
Yes.
had those moments. I think we all have, where things just, periods of time where things just like, oh my gosh, that happened, and then this happened, and you're like, whoa, like amazing good luck, like what happened? And it's not luck, um but I spent I mean, I guess being female too, we spend a lot of times being a bit critical on ourselves.
Mm.
So I discovered at some point in life too, I spent a lot of my time hating myself. And I mean that hate from the spectrum of like, "Oh, you're such a to everything to like, oh my gosh, you are such a mess up, you totally messed your life up, like what are you doing, you went to college, like you're not, like totally just beating myself up. And finally realizing that all of that stuff my entire life was actually what had limited me. That's really what capped me. And as that's really sad. It was like a totally sad realization, like, excuse my French, but holy shit, I could have been so much more. I might have been somewhere else. I mean, I'm grateful for where I am and everything I learned, because everything happens for a reason. But yeah, I mean, like just realizing it was just this mind explosion one day, like, dang, this is literally all your fault, but you can change it, like, so that's been the really empowering, liberating thing, that even if I made no money doing this for work, but I'm blessed and fortunate that I get to do this and I love what I do. But even if I didn't make any money and I was just talking to people and sharing this way, knowing that I impact people's lives, even in the littlest way, I could die happy.
You are amazing. I'm sorry, I can't even hold back anymore because you said something which was, if you can just help people without the financial gain, you could die happy. I carry that same mindset, and that's the reason why I can't contain my excitement. Hearing that makes me realize I'm not alone.
Yes, I'm glad you're with me.
I am with you. I'd rather be broke. I kid you not. I'd rather be broke and be able to still inspire people, because having a lot of money doesn't mean you are an inspirational person. It means you have a lot of money. People want to know how you made it. But does that mean they're inspired to a point where they're going to be happy? No, because you know a lot of people with a lot of money who are not happy.
Mm-hmm.
We're broke
It's
sometimes.
interesting
We're
that you're
happy.
bringing that up though, because today I did a Zoom and it was about wealth perspective. And it was just talking about how I was discussing how wealth is more than that financial, more than that money, more than that materialistic. It's like having a wealth in your entire life, like a really holistic approach. Like, is there wealth in your friendships? Is there wealth in the people you love, in the quality of life that you live, in your health? Like it's wealth is more than just money. It's being able to experience things, or even like, and sometimes it does mean money, providing experiences things, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to be rich or money.
Right.
Because like for me, for example, being wealthy means, or being rich means I'm able to impact people further. You know what I mean? I could give services away. I can give money away to causes or causes or things that I'm passionate about, or really, really just want to advocate for.
Yes.
Or maybe there's a company or a little business that like supports all the values that I have, and I'm like, oh, I want to help. You know what I mean? That's what wealth means for me. For me, it's not like living in some bougie mansion. I mean, I'm gonna have a nice house. Let's be real here, and I'm gonna drive a nice car, but it's not gonna be like some G wagon. I mean, Des and I were talking about this, how it's whatever success really is to you. Like, she's like, Mel, I don't see myself like how those mainland people, or like East Coast, for example. That's a totally big shift from us.
Yes.
And I'm like, girl, I'm with you. Like, my dream car is having a big lifted truck so I can jam it on the beach, and having a nice house that I can just have my friends and family over to have dinner or barbecues. Like, that's my idea of paradise and living large. You know what I mean? Like, not these apartment buildings. I don't need a fancy car. Like, I just want something I can take on the beach, drive on the sand.
And that's living life because similar to that, I just want to be able to have enough money to travel so that I can spread the word even further. And I
Right?
just want to have enough
Exactly.
money so that I can give away my speaking for free and just say, you know what, your cause is amazing. I'm there. And I've got somebody that I can recommend as well who has the same heart and love for people. I recommend my friend Des. I recommend my friend Melo. I recommend my friend Karen. And they're just as heartfelt as I am when it comes to being advocates for helping those who need it. You are, I'm going to keep saying this, you are a hero. And if I can't contain my happiness and I got this big ass smile on my face, forgive me. You're
I do too.
awesome.
It's all good. We feel the vibe. We're there.
Oh man, you are something else. And if there's any way, shape, or form that I can continue to spread the word for Mellow, you let me know. And I kid you not, because
Oh, thank you.
yeah, I kid you not, we share the same love, we share the same passion. It's about one love, baby, one love, and
Oh, yeah,
you
for
got it.
sure. It's amazing. And, speaking of things like falling into your lap, like lately, the connections I've made with people have been like this, just amazing, like really pure connections. And I'm just like really grateful. I'm like, everything's going my way. This is amazing. Life is amazing. I mean, really, once you free yourself from all the BS, you free yourself from all the expectations other people have for you, of all the expectations you created for yourself because of other people. When you can really accept yourself for who you are, love yourself for who you are, and follow your passion, follow your heart, money comes, success comes, but you got to be true to yourself, and not neglect the people and the things that make you who you are.
This is a quote I use. I don't know if I quoted it, maybe I did. Whatever which way. If you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect people to believe in you? So you need to love yourself first. You need to respect yourself first. You need to accept who you are, what color you are, how tall you are, how big you are, how small you are. No matter what you are, you're beautiful, period. Now,
Absolutely. Like,
oof,
absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
I'm so excited to be on this interview with you, Mello. If you only knew, which you do know, because before we got on the interview, we were just going crazy.
I know. I love it. It just flows. That's how it should be, right?
Yeah, and the way we set this up, similar to our friend Des, we just got on. We don't care. We are who we are because people are gonna like you no matter who you are. If you're yourself and they don't like you, so what? If you try to be like the person they want to be, they're still not gonna like you. So you might as well
Right.
be yourself.
That's right. I mean, we hear it all the time on social media, like be authentic, but it really is. I mean, and if be authentic doesn't resonate with you, it's just be true to yourself, be true to your
Yes.
nature. Do what feels good to you. And as long as your intention is good, you're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself, then all is well.
Now, for those of you listening, if you didn't pick anything up from Melo, damn. But then again, but then again, some of you who are listening are saying, "Shoot, when can I book my ticket to the kind, Kauai?"
Right? Come visit. It's beautiful. Well, maybe not right now, but
Right, right. When this thing finally slows down, gets under control, I'm going to be there, right?
oh yeah, for sure. And me too. I'm gonna be traveling too. I mean, that's the dream. Like I have goals to be traveling and working
Yeah.
and spreading the message. Like you said, like I mean, I'm at that point too. Like I'll talk for free. People ask me, they're like, I mean, I'm doing an opening for a women's entrepreneur meeting, and do you want to can you do the opening for us? I'm like, sure. So, I know that's just going to lead to greater and better things, being able to travel, and we'll be able to meet each other up, and maybe we'll be at the same speaking events. Who knows?
I was going to ask you that, Mello. Would you honor me and share the stage with me when I have a speaking engagement?
Oh, I would be so honored to share the stage with you. Ah, yay. And likewise, whoever gets it first, we're going to honor each other.
I'm telling you, no matter where I go, you and Charlie's Angels, which you guys call each other. I'm not kidding. You guys need to be on stages. People need to hear your story. You three are angels, really are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're my angels. They keep me sane and they keep me going and motivated. And I mean, you know how it is to have like just a good support system, and it's good to be friends and like just more than friends on this development level and professional level.
You said it right. And support system can also mean the same thing as a team because they don't have to be on a team with regards to your job or your work. They can be family. They can be people who keep you accountable. They can be people who have to kick your butt when you need to get your butt kicked. That is your support system. That is your team. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm laughing is because yesterday I posted a daily breaking your barriers, and that was my message.
Oh, yeah? Oh, neat. Gosh, we're just crossing both
We're just
today.
crossing, yeah. So for those of you who are listening, if you need to connect with Mello, I'm going to put her information in the description box of this interview. If you need to connect with her, ask her any questions, find out what she can do for you, she is there. All you need to do is send a message and she will respond. She doesn't care how busy she is. When she gets a chance, she'll get back to you guys. Is there one last message you'd like to leave, not only for the viewers, but for those people who believe it's hopeless for them? It's too tough for them. They're not good enough. They're not smart enough. They're not talented enough. Is there a message you'd like to leave?
Well, first of all, guys, I want you to know you're not alone. That's number one. Let's normalize this, right? And number two, I've been there too. I think everybody around you that has been there where we think that we're just not good enough. Things aren't going to go our way. Things aren't going to improve. We feel hopeless. We feel helpless. We feel desperate. We just feel at the bottom of the bottom. But here's the reality. Storms don't last forever, right? We weather the storm. We might get beaten up. We might get sick. We might get, thrashed along the way, but it doesn't last forever. And when we come out of it, we're stronger for it. So if you're feeling low, just take those things in life, all those things that you love, that you cherish, that make you feel good, whether they're memories, accomplishments, or achievements, and realize how far you've already come. There's more for you to look forward to than there is for you to look back on. So let's live a limitless life. And I hope to be in touch with you guys. If not, definitely look for me on social media if you just want a low-key daily dose of positivity. And Ricky's a good one too, if you want to break your barriers. I mean, gosh, guys, you can be limitless. We've all been there, and the storms don't last forever. Weather the storm, dump your boots out, dump all the water out, and get ready for the ride. I mean, because it's really all about the way we see things. There's no secret to being rich. There's no secret to success other than really looking at yourself and deciding that you want better for yourself and that there is better for yourself.
If that's not love, people, I don't know what is. That is love right there. That's straight up aloha, one love, whatever way you want to look at it. Melo, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've taken away so much from you, and I've learned so much from you. Now, here's one thing that I believe is an underlying message that all of us need to remember. We need to love ourselves first, accept ourselves first, and respect ourselves first before we can love somebody else. And I really appreciate you being here today, Melo. Thank you so much. Everybody watching, continue breaking those barriers, and aloha, baby.
Aloha. Thank you so much, Ricky.